Kimberly Bonet here, and I recently went to Jamaica. Yeah, man. Tell you, I can't get that yeah, man right, but it don't stop me from trying. But you know what's odd? I didn't one time hear someone say wagwan. But anyway, all of that beside the point. I recently went to Jamaica, and I want to give you a little bit on it. By no means am I saying that I'm the expert on any of this, but I did pick up on a tip or two that I'd like to share. First, as you're getting ready to go to Jamaica, I highly recommend that you get or pack a pair of water shoes. These are going to be important. Yes, they're important if you go to Dunn River Falls. However, they're also important just for moving about the ocean. Where I stayed at the Bahia Principe in Jamaica, Montego Bay. Where I was, as I was trying to traverse the beach, I found that there were some rocks and shells and things that made it very uncomfortable. Also, I wanted to go out to the coral reef area, and with my bare feet, it would have been completely impossible to do. So definitely pack a pair of water shoes for your vacation. Another thing I'm going to recommend is that you take a small fan. Just a simple little fan like this. I picked this one up from Amazon. Oh, I have got to film an Amazon Fine thing. But what I most love about this fan, of course, is it's very small. It stops when it hits something. But it's very small, very cooling, pretty powerful for a small device. But it also has the feature of being bent back, which means I can just put it down on the pool table, the eating table, things like that. I wish so much that I had taken this with me to dinner. As a result of me not taking it to dinner, the mosquitoes, since I ate in an outdoor area, right? So the mosquitoes had a field day with me. But had I taken this fan, simply set it up, you know, across from my plate and let it do its work, it would have blown away those pesky little bugs. So highly recommend that you take a fan with you. Alright, as I mentioned, I stayed at the Bahia Principe, but before I even get to that, I want to talk about something I noticed happening. Several people, when they were deplaning, they were like, okay, where's the shuttle? Where's the shuttle? It said it was going to have a shuttle. Where's the shuttle? You need to plan for that. You need to book and reserve that. It's not a matter of it just coming around. I know here in Kansas City, we have shuttle buses that just move us about the airport. They don't even just take us to the hotel, but they move about the airport. And I don't know if some of those people were thinking, oh, these shuttles are just going to be moving with automaticity in that way or what, but you need to book your shuttle in order to leave from the airport to your hotel. So that's another thing that, you know, surprisingly, it may sound kind of like a duh type of thing, but from what I noticed, some people did not realize that. Also, as soon as you're deplaning, you're going to, as you're walking through the airport to get to the shuttles and things like that, you're going to come across someone who is trying to get you to convert your American dollars into Jamaican dollars. Of course, you can if you want to, but I would encourage you not to. So what I found in talking with the locals, the employees and things like that, is they rather have American dollars. It's slightly more valuable for them than are the Jamaican dollars. And not to mention, when you go somewhere, if you have the Jamaican dollars, I heard several people asking, how much is that in Jamaican dollars? And someone would have to get a calculator. Like, not even the natives can just automatically transfer and understand how much that is. So yeah, it's just much easier. Don't convert your dollars. Keep the American dollars and use that throughout your stay. Okay, so again, I stayed at the Bahia Principe. I stayed on the luxury adult only end of it, but I had the ability to roam about freely if and as I so chose. So on the family side, this is where you're going to find the gift shops. You're going to see the more open beach area. On that side, you're also going to see where the natives might come up in their boats. Now, if you want to buy their goods, you're going to have to still go into the water to buy it, because remember, this is a private beach, but the waters are not. So for them to hawk their wares, you're going to have to step into the waters and buy the things that way. And again, remember what I said about those American dollars. They prefer that. So there's that over there. Also, they have the kid water park. It looked awesome. I didn't film it because I didn't want to be that creep, even though I'm a woman. I'm sure it would have translated worse as a man, but I didn't want to be the person filming a bunch of kids in their area, and I don't even so much as have a kid with me. But trust me, it's great. Look on the website. Another thing, if you decide that you are going to stay at the Bahia Principe, please make sure that you download the app before you get there, because that's going to tell you about all of the different activities that they have. One of the things they have is non-motorized water activities, but you still need to know what time those things occur and things like that, and that app is going to let you know. It's also going to help you with booking your reservations and things like that. I did see where someone made the mistake of thinking that, oh, it's a buffet restaurant and it's available at all times, sort of. So in the evening, let's say in the morning, you have the breakfast and the lunch buffet, all you can eat, open area seating, things like, no, I'm sorry, they actually seated me. But you get the idea. It's a buffet type of restaurant. Well, in the evening for dinner, you go to the same area, however, it's treated differently. You do need a reservation. And again, that app is going to help you with booking your reservation and things like that. Okay, and I think the last thing I want to tell you about the family side of the water park is that's where all of the gift shops and things like that are. Here's what I found interesting. Here in the States and anywhere else, you go to a hotel gift shop and it's mad expensive, right? Not so much the case with this one. I thought that the prices there weren't fantastically priced. I won't say you got a steal of a deal, but they were definitely reasonably priced. If you don't even want to leave the resort to go shopping, boom, you have that option, and that's great. One last thing. I thought that was the last thing, but no. Also, I want to add in that if you're going to go to the nightclub is also on the family side, go figure. But to leave from my side, the adult side, all I had to do was hop on a golf cart, and one of the drivers would take me right on over to the nightclub. Alright, so now let me hop back over to the adult side, which is where I actually stayed. With regard to the room, is it the most modern in the world? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. It could have been updated, sure. But honestly, I didn't stay in the room much at all. And although it wasn't updated, it was not bad. It was very clean. They had a couple of bottles of rum, which they would replenish daily, I'm sure. I didn't drink the rum, so I don't know. In fact, I left it there. I had plenty to drink throughout my stay. I wasn't trying to get tipsy-turvy anyway, so that worked. They also had snacks, colas, and things like that in the bar available. It was a very good stay. You also get butler service, turn down service. Someone comes through, they give you desserts at night. Like, just a wonderful, wonderful resort to stay. In fact, I'll probably look into staying at another Bahia Principe when I go to Mexico and other places, to which I'll be going soon. But I will say that the staff there, super duper friendly, extra attentive, very pleasing. You know, just, hi, is everything okay? You know, I'm not even gonna mess with that accent. They said it in their accent, of course, but they were always checking on you, just whether you were seated in their area or not. Is everything okay, ma'am? Would you like another drink or something like that? And I think I asked one of the waitresses, it wasn't even my waitress, I asked one of the waitresses what someone else in another area was drinking. Turns out they were drinking a smoothie, and she was like, yeah. I said, oh, that does sound pretty good. I think I'll ask my waitress for it. Before I had a chance to ask my waitress about that same smoothie, that waitress brought over the smoothie for me to drink, and it was delicious, by the way. Speaking of that smoothie, the Bahia Principe is an all-inclusive resort, which means, of course, you get your drinks. I was kind of concerned that I would drink way too much sugared drinks. All those drinks are so delicious. I mean, from the time you enter the premises, you are welcomed with a Jamaican rum drink. And it's delicious. Cooling, refreshing, the whole nine, but super duper sweet, right? And so I wanted to kind of cut back on some of my sweets. I'm already drinking alcohol and things like that. And so what I found was just ordering up a smoothie type of drink and getting a shot of rum or something in there kind of cut back on a lot of those sweets and calories that I would have ordinarily consumed. So that would be yet another tip. All right, but back to the staff. Very friendly, very accommodating staff. At one point I told one of the bartenders that I wanted something sweet, light, fruity, you know, surprise me. And they came back with a Starburst. You might want to give that Starburst a try. Thank me later. Come back in the comments and say, yep, I tried it, and thank me later. They also give you the convenience of booking your tours. If you're interested in leaving the resort, which I did, I went on a tour with the Chukka company, I think it's called, C-H-U-K-K-A. So I went with them, and my tour was for Dun River Falls. We also went snorkeling. Oh, it was so beautiful, so peaceful. Like, there's no music playing, but I feel like I heard classical music as I was going through the water and looking at the fish. But anyway, that was awesome. The Chukka staff also very upbeat, lively. It was great. Now, I will say it is a drinking tour, but you don't do the drinking until, of course, after you've gone to Dun River Falls, you've done the snorkeling, because they don't want you to be drunk and out in the waters, right? You don't want that for yourself either. But on the way back, that's when they really crank it up. Whole lot of dancing, whole lot of drinking, just a really good time to be had. You also stopped by Margaritaville, which was included in the tour. It was just really convenient. Staying at the Bahia Principe, of course, they book the things for you, not at the front desk, but there's a side area to which you go, and you just book your reservation through there. Easy peasy, no problem. One of the things I intended to do was take the rafting tour. You guys have probably seen that, where you just kind of drift down the river and you're on this raft. Sometimes someone's rubbing clay on your legs and things like that. I wanted to do that, but remember, I didn't take that fan to dinner on that first night. Oh, the mosquitoes had a feast with me. So after that, I didn't really want to do any more activities outdoors. So that might be something you want to do. And please remember to take that fan with you. All right, so that being said, let's talk a little bit about the pool area. First of all, it is huge, very clean. They kept it up constantly. Also, I should say that when you check in, you're given, my card was blue, I guess they're all blue, I don't know, but you're given a card, and this is your towel card. You take the card, you trade it in. When you want to get a towel, and then they'll give you a towel, in order to get your card back, you just return the towel. Easy process. Towel for card, back and forth. Also, about checking in, I remembered the rum drink that they greeted me with, but I forgot to tell you about the wristband. The wristband, of course, identifies you as a person who is able to get the all-inclusive. It probably identified me as someone who was staying on the adult side, but again, as an adult, I was able to freely roam onto the other side, but the children were not allowed to come to my side. I'm telling you, my stay at the Bahia Principe was wonderful. I really just have no complaints. I mean, the largest complaint that I have is that the room was not very updated, but honestly, I didn't stay in the room much at all. All right, well, with that being said, I think that's plenty enough for now. I'm going to wrap this up. Hope you enjoyed some of those tips. If I left off anything, or if you have a question, please let me know in the comments below. And if you go to Jamaica, let me know, Wagwan.